Welcome back, Crocker, to the HTV Morning News Show. My name is George.
And I'm Justin. Let's take it on to our top story.
Today is Wednesday, June 3rd. Hello, Crocker. You only have 3 more days of class. Summer is just around the corner and the weather is heating up. Get ready for next week's school materials collection by printing out the checkoff sheet sent by Mr. Miller. Then gather all the things on the list and put them in a box and make sure they're ready to take to school. Then drop them off at the scheduled time. You also need to have a sheet of paper with your first and last name in big, bold letters. You can make that now and then throw that into the box as well. Nice work, students. To start the show off, we have some HTV at home clip to show you today.
Hi, I'm Avery, and today I'm going to be making Hokkaido milk bread. So I forgot to film this part, but basically I just mixed a quarter cup of flour, a quarter cup of milk, and a half cup of water in a small saucepan until it was thick, and then I refrigerated it overnight. In the bowl of a stand mixer, whisk 2 2/3 cup of flour, a quarter cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast, and then whisk that together. Add a half a cup and 1 tablespoon of milk, 1 egg, and the flour, milk, water mixture from earlier. Using the dough hook attachment, mix the bread on low speed for 5 minutes. Then add a quarter cup of softened butter and mix for 5 more minutes. When the butter is all incorporated, turn up the speed to medium and then mix for 5 more minutes. Meanwhile, you can prepare a lightly oiled bowl that you can put the bread dough in. Then you're going to cover the bowl in plastic wrap and you're going to let it sit for an hour. My bread sit in a non-preheated oven. Waiting for an hour for the bread to rise, you can clean up, which is what I did. After an hour, cut the bread into 3 pieces on a lightly floured surface. Roll each ball of dough into a lengthwise piece of bread, and then you're going to fold it into thirds. Roll out the bread again, and then finally you're just going to roll it into a spiral shape. Finally, you're just going to pinch the ends to seal the dough. Repeat those steps with the rest of the dough. Grease a loaf pan, put the bread rolls into the loaf pan, and let it rise for 1 more hour. Make sure you cover the bread with plastic wrap. Next, beat 1 egg and a little bit of milk into a small bowl and then brush it over the top of the bread after the hour is done. Bake the bread in an oven for 25 minutes at 350 degrees. Here is what it looks like when I took it out of the oven. I can't believe it turned out. I was kind of expecting it to fail, but yeah, that was really exciting. I made bread. Put jam and butter on the bread, and it was really good. So I totally recommend you make this. Thank you for watching. Bye. While you're
One hobby I do during this pandemic is play video games. I play video games in my room, play with my friend, my brother, and it's just like the only time you can really talk to them because you can't really see them. So video games is how you connect with your friends nowadays. And it's relaxing, it's fun. You can make YouTube videos if you want. You can do a lot of stuff with them. So video games is a huge part in the pandemic.
Hey Crocker, welcome back to Trivia with Ryan. And our next question is, what was the first movie by Pixar to receive a rating higher than G in the United States? Is it A, Toy Story, B, Finding Nemo, C, The Incredibles, or D, Monster Inc.?
Well, that sure was awesome, Crocker. And now let's go to Avery for In the Views.
Across our nation, all 50 states are beginning to reopen in some way after this long lockdown. But there are big differences in how states are deciding to open up, with some states opening more quickly than others. Even when our country decides to open up shops and restaurants, it is important to know what is safe and not so safe. Activities that are outdoors and separated from others are the lowest risk, and indoor activities around other people are the highest risk. Masks are still mandated in the Bay Area and should be worn when you go out into public areas. These rules will change often and will continue to change as we go into summer. Stay safe, Vikings!
For 7th art history, we have 2 depictions of the lady with a unicorn. Francesca recreated a lady with a unicorn, which is a non-religious painting of a lady in a long red dress carrying a unicorn. It was painted in about 1505 by Raphael, who was an Italian painter during the Renaissance. It was inspired by the Mona Lisa with the matching pose and background. The unicorn represents virtue and purity. Nice work, Francesca.
Leslie also had a great recreation of a lady with a unicorn. This painting used to be an oil painting on a panel painting until it was restored in in 1934 when it was transferred onto a canvas. You can see this painting in the Borghese Gallery in Rome. Great recreation, Lizzie.
We are on our final round of Crocker's Battle of the Books. Here's an update. Our final 3 titles are The Strangers versus Tornadoed versus The Undefeated. The Undefeated was the winner of our second chance vote. Thank you for all our judges for their help in determining our final 3 books. And thank you to everyone who has voted in the second chance vote and revote. The revote was so close that Miss Gilchrist had to ask the rest of HTSD librarians to weigh in to help determine the winner. Stay tuned as our final judges are reading now to make their final decision. For the complete list of this year's Battle of the Books roster, check out the Crocker Library website under the Reading Recommendations tab. That's also a good place to get some book recommendations. Watch your email for the summer reading recommendations coming soon. And now let's go over to Yuki for birthdays.
Hi Crocker, this is Yuki with your birthdays for today. Happy birthday to Christine, Ella, and Daniel. Let's get back to the anchors.
Here's another reminder, check your Chromebook to see if there's anything wrong with it. If so, email Mr. Hager right now so you can get it taken care of before next week. Remember, 8th graders will be turning in their Chromebooks next week, and the 6th and 7th graders will be keeping them over the summer break to bring back in the fall.
Hey Crocker, it's Corinne bringing you 8th grade highlights. Congratulations to Paolo, Sophia, Josh, Zoe, Charlie, and Vasia. That's all for me. Let's take it back to the desk.
Here is a reminder that the CJSF Baking Challenge Round 2 is complete, and now we're voting on a winner. Please look out for the voting survey being sent out in an email. Votes will be due by the end of Thursday.
For today's Weird But True, did you know that the creators of Despicable Me movies actually wrote their own language for the Minions called Minionese? Also, there's an uninhabited island in the Bahamas known as Pig Beach, which is populated only by pigs. Those facts are weird, but true.
Crocker, the answer is The Incredibles. And instead of a G rating, they got a PG rating because of action violence.
All right, Crocker, it's George.
And Justin.
Signing off. Have a great day.
Bye.